Hi everyone, this is Froilan Banal and I'll be reporting corporate social responsibility or CSR and marketing ethics. So now let's go on definitions and relationship. Corporate social responsibility or CSR is the process by which businesses negotiate their role in society. So corporate social responsibility or CSR is self-regulating business model that helps a company be socially accountable to itself, its stakeholders, and the public. By practicing corporate social responsibility, also called corporate citizenship, companies can be conscious of the kind of impact they are having on all aspects of society, including economic, social, and environmental. To engage in CSR means in the ordinary course of business, a company is operating in ways that enhance society and the environment instead of contributing negatively to them. So in the business world, ethics is the study of morally appropriate behaviors and decisions, examining what should be done. Although the two are linked in most firms, um, cost, corporate social responsibility or CSR activities are no guarantee of ethical behavior. The recent evidence of CSR interest we have an internet search turns up to 15,000 plus response to corporate citizenship. Journals increasingly rate businesses and NGOs on socially responsible criteria such as best place to work, most admired, best and worst corporate reputations. The interest in CSR has grown with the spread of socially responsible investing, the attention of non-governmental organizations or NGOs, and ethics training with organizations. The recent incidents of ethics-based corporate scandals have also increased awareness of CSR. Reasons for CSR activities. CSR activities are important to and even expected by by the public, and they are easily monitored worldwide. CSR activities help organizations hire and retain the people they want. CSR activities contribute to business performance. There are also some clear benefits of corporate social activities or responsibility. We have like improved public image, increased brand awareness and recognition, cost savings, an advantage over competitors, increased customer engagement, greater employee engagement, and more benefits for employees. CSR are grounded by opposing objectives, maximize profits to balance profits with social responsibility, and activities range widely. One, do what it takes to make a profit, skirt the law, fly below social radar, fight CSR initiatives, comply with legal requirements, do more than legally required, example, philanthropy, articulate social CSR objectives, integrate social objectives and business goals, lead the industry on social objectives. Businesses CSR activities. First, we have philanthropy, which give money or time or in kind to charity. Integrative philanthropy, which selects beneficiaries aligned with company interests. And lastly, philanthropy will not enhance corporate reputation if the company fails to live up to its philanthropic image or if consumers perceive philanthropy to be manipulative. Integrates CSR globally. We have incorporate values to make it part of an articulated belief system, act worldwide on those values, engage with stakeholders. So basically, how do companies integrate CSR? To establish your corporate social responsibility values and relevancy. In order to make CSR part of your company culture, consider establishing a set of values and a sense of relevancy that explains why your business is socially responsible. Business ethics development. We have the culture, context, influence, organizational ethics. Top Managers also influence ethics. The combined influence or culture and top management influence organizational ethics and ethical behaviors. Business ethics enhances the law by outlining acceptable behaviors beyond government control. Corporations establish business ethics to promote integrity among their employees and gain trust from key stakeholders such as investors and consumers. While corporate ethics programs have become common, the quality varies. The evolving context for ethics, from domestic where ethics are shared to international where ethics are not shared when companies make assumptions that ethics are the same, ethical absolutism, they adapt to us, ethical relativism, we adapt to them, to global which requires an integrative approach to ethics. So the evolutionary ethics tries to bridge the gap between philosophy and natural science by arguing the natural selection which instilled to human beings with a moral sense and a dispositions to be good. Emergence of a global business ethic. Growing sense that responsibility for righting social wrongs belongs to all organizations. Growing business need for integrative mechanisms such as ethics. Ethics reduce operating uncertainties. Voluntary guidelines avoid government impositions. Lastly, ethical conduct is needed in an increasingly interdependent world, everyone in the same game. Also, we have a lot of ethics international businesses such as global ethics standards, which is obey laws and respect local customs, work in the public interest, engage in honest, truthful, and fact-based communication, practice transparency and disclosure, honor privacy, and act with integrity. Ways companies integrate ethics, top management commitment, and word and indeed company codes of ethics, supply chain codes, develop, monitor, enforce ethical behavior, and seek external assistance. It also includes customer value strategy, accounting practices, truth in selling, integrity in management practices, customer service integrity, personal integrity, and product integrity as well. External assistance with ethics. We have industry or professional codes, certification program, example ISO 9000 or other standard compliance. Lastly, adapt follow global codes. Core challenges to a global ethic. First, global rules emerge from negotiations and will reflect values of the strong. Global rules may be viewed as an end rather than a beginning. Rules can depress innovation and creativity. And lastly, rules are static, but globalization is dynamic.
Good afternoon, everyone. So we're tackling about the pros and cons of CSR and Caroll's pyramid of corporate social responsibility. So first, let's define the corporate social responsibility. What is a corporate social responsibility? It is defined as the method of running a business that not only tries to maximize the profitability, but also tries to attempts to offer solutions to address the social and environmental consequences of the business. Its concept has become widely popular to a point that it has earned its own acronym in the corporate world, which is CSR. Generally, this business model entails that a company should be accountable to a society or a community that are affected by its actions and operations. When such company or when such a policy is adopted by a company, it aims to demonstrate an objective to uphold ethical values, and practice of respecting communities, people, and the environment, where the organization is required to monitor its compliance with stated policies in CSR. While most concerns regarding corporate social responsibility are directed at corporations of very large sizes, it is known that even small and medium-sized businesses participating in environmentally problematic industries and employing a huge number of local residents can still face the pressure to adopt the policy. So CSR, it is a method of running a business. Hindi lang to be profitable or to maximize the profitability ng company, but also offers the solutions to the social and environmental consequences, where the company also practice of respecting the communities, the people, and the environment, and then monitor its compliance to those policies. Then, to know the significance of CSR, let us take a look at its pros and cons. The pros of corporate social responsibility. So number one, it helps to maintain the company's reputation. Combined with genuine action, CSR policy can assist improving time management and business reputation. If your brand has had to endure a negative backlash that resulted in losses, particularly owing to environmental issues, this policy would be a great way to repair the damage to your reputation and eventually restore profitability. So the CSR, it helps for the business reputation. Pati na rin it also assists you for into improving your time management, and for backlashes, it eventually restores the profitability of your company. In many cases, implementing CSR works as part of a modern business model where consumers are often seen showing more loyalty to a brand that commits various social and environmental issues. Number two, it boosts value and profitability. A corporate social responsibility policy adopts energy efficient strategies like waste recycling, which minimizes operational expenses while helping the environment. With that said, it will accelerate an organization's transparency, accountability, and with the media, investment analysts, shareholders, and local communities. So it's the CSR policy that adapts the strategies such as the energy efficient activities. Halimbawa na lang is the waste recycling that helps the environment and also to the business as it lessens or minimizes the operational expenses. This leads to a stellar business reputation among investors. And the investors or sorry, and the investors integrate the same policy into their stock selection strategies. This becomes a circle where the business stock value also received a boost with access to investment capital being eased. Number three, it keeps the employees motivated. It's really a secret that the employees are one of the most valued assets of an organization. Now, this acts as a premise of the organization's commitment with regard to CSR compliance. This indicates that treating your employees with respect, maintaining a good working environment, adopting fair hiring practices, and creating a workplace that's non-discriminatory is a must. At itong advantage na ito or pros, it will lead to improvement. It improves teamwork and the morale of the employees within the company's office environment. Number four, draws in new financiers. A business online reputation in the marketplace often depends on whether it will get new investments or otherwise. With CSR programs, you can increase your company's chances of attracting new investors. And when your organization starts to grab a few eyeballs, it brings in a number or a few number of financiers. This will allow you to receive investment proposals from venture capitalists, other firms, and even from the government. Number five, better customer relations. One of the parameters of corporate social responsibility is staying involved in the communities where the business functions. This community involvement goes a long way toward maintaining trust between consumers and the business. If a business builds trust with its consumers, they often give the business the benefit of the doubt if something goes wrong. Instead of assuming malicious intent or negligence, consumers also tend to stick with the business intelligence they trust instead of actively seeking out new companies, which helps keep a business profitable over the long haul. By building better customer relations, it helps by maintaining trust sa pagitan ng consumers at ng business. It also involves the staying um, part or involved in the communities where the business functions. Number six, helps draw in the prospective employees. Organizations that are actively involved in CSR activities are more distinguished for their efforts. This makes it more convenient for your company to bring in prospective employees that look for employment possibilities. Apart from that, when your business begins to earn goodwill through extensive CSR activities, the employees are more likely to associate with the company for a much longer period. Millennials generally prefer organizations where they have a flexible work environment and strong core values. So number six, nakatutulong ito to draw in the prospective employees. Um, these employees also are also looking for the employment possibilities. And by applying their CSR activities, employees are more likely to associate with the company for a much longer period. The organization's beliefs and values let the employees feel a sense pride to be associated with. Cons of corporate social responsibility. Number one, it requires a higher expenditure. One fairly evident disadvantage of CSR policy is that its expenses are often disproportionate, particularly on smaller companies, where large corporations can afford to invest a budget in CSR reporting. Small businesses that often employ between 10 and 200 employees usually face difficulties with this investment. It's possible to utilize social media to inform about such a policy to the local community and the consumers, but it would be take considerable time to monitor exchanges, which may require hiring an additional workforce that will maximize the cost. So one of the costs of CSR is that its activities requires higher expenditure and, and adds expenses to the company. It will maximize the cost and will need additional workforce. There is even a common belief that the expenses of CSR would result in the failure of small businesses, as most of them don't have the adequate budget needed to be socially responsible. Many critics opined that these companies can't afford social media solutions, equipment, and training needed to pull off being socially responsible. Number two, it can result in investors' resistance. Some investors do prefer acquiring stocks in organizations that are socially responsible. However, most of them would make such an investment with the expectation of witnessing profit. Also, while several organizations have generated substantial profit while investing in CSR activities, others that adopted these policies have often lost their monetary resources. With the erratic track record of CSR in highlighting the increases in profit, investors often resist attempts by company leaders to take their organizations in that direction. Number three, this leads to impatience among consumers. It's true that adopting a corporate social responsibility program helps increase the value for the business at the beginning. It actually helps a firm to attain huge popularity on the market for being socially and environmentally conscious. However, if the program does not offer instant outcomes, people might assume this is nothing but an elaborate stunt that won't benefit the business track record. So it's number three that people might assume that this is nothing but a stunt as the activity does not offer an instant outcome to the company. Number four, it results in greenwashing. According to some critics, corporate social responsibility can be a practice that will result in futility, arguing that it can lead to greenwashing. They explain that the company's management team has a fiduciary duty to its shareholders, which is directly opposed by the CSR policy. They add that the responsibility of executives to their shareholder is to maximize profit, and managers who forsake generating revenue in favor of some benefits to society can expect to lose their job and to be replaced by other individuals who prioritize profit. This is the main reason why some businesses talk about such a policy but would not do anything about it. Sa greenwashing, isa siyang sample of a marketing technique that creates an illusion of ecologically responsible. So the company is trying to make a method of marketing that trying to be as a involved in an environmental or ecological manner. So for example, um, si company is sinasabi niya na yung product is nakalagay is organic but it's not total organic. Or for example, that it said that it's all natural. Those cosmetic na ginagamit ng mga tao at yung mga gamit na household sa bahay. Nakalagay doon is an all natural. But the ingredients na contain ito, napalitan lang ng other ingredients that still contains toxins and harmful chemicals, which is bad for our health at hindi rin siya maganda para sa environment. So it's an example of a greenwashing. All in all, branding is the key to a business longevity and success. And authentic and environmentally responsible companies have become the choice of consumers, which is a trend believed to be going forward as the demand for things such as uh, refugee aid and climate change arises. This means that the reputation of these brands will also improve. In fact, research shows that more than half the number of consumers around the world is now more loyal to socially responsible brands, and the number is growing fast. The pyramid of corporate social responsibility. The idea of corporate social responsibility, or CSR, has been a topic of discussion since 1950s. However, it wasn't until much later that people started understanding its meaning, significance, and impact. CSR, in the form that we see today, became popular after it was defined by Archie Caroll on his Pyramid of Corporate Social Responsibility in 1991. Caroll's pyramid suggests that a corporate has to fulfill responsibility at four levels. So yung four levels na ito is the economic, legal, ethical, and philanthropic. So ano yun yung mga ito? The economic responsibilities. A business is responsible for being profitable. Legal responsibilities. Business is responsible for obeying the laws and regulations. Ethical responsibilities. Business is responsible for being just and fair. Philanthropic responsibilities. Business is responsible for giving back to society and improving the quality of life in the community. So let's discuss this for the next slides. Number one is economic responsibility. The lowest level of the pyramid represents a business first responsibility, which is to be profitable. Without it, the company would not be able to pay their workers, employees will lose their jobs even before the company starts the CSR activities. Being profitable is the only way for a company to be able to survive long term and benefit to society. Additionally, this also means that it is the company's duty to produce goods and services which are needed or wanted by the customers at a reasonable price. So the economic responsibility is to fourth or yun yung nasa pinakababa, which answers the question of how to be profitable. It is the responsibility of the company to be profitable, to fulfill the market needs, to provide the investments, to create jobs, and pay taxes, and to provide the foundation of the other responsibilities. Number two, legal responsibility. The second level of the pyramid is the business legal obligation to obey the law. This is the most important responsibility or one of the most important responsibility in the four levels, as this show how companies conduct their business in the marketplace. Employment laws, competition with other companies, tax regulations, health and safety of the employees are some of the examples of these legal responsibilities that a company should adhere to. Failing to be legally responsible can be very bad for the business. So legal responsibility answer the questions of what are the rules of the game. So it's the businesses that responsible for obeying the national and international rules, to follow the law obligations, the law and regulations of the society, and those laws that are required for your company to follow and by the stakeholders. Number three, ethical responsibility. The ethical layer of the pyramid is described as doing the right thing, being fair in all situations, and also avoiding harm. A company should not only be obeying the law, but it should also do their business ethically. Unlike the two levels or the two other levels, this is something that the company is not obligated to do, but however, it is the best for the company to be ethical, as this not only shows their stakeholders that they are moral and just, but the people will feel more comfortable purchasing the products or the services of the company. Being environmentally friendly and treating your suppliers and the employees properly are one of the few examples of being ethically responsible. So the ethical responsibility, it answers the question of what is right, just, and fair to be expected. It is the business responsibility to be responsible, being just, moral, and fair, and avoiding the cause of harm. Should also the company that build a good relations to the stakeholders, to the suppliers and employees, and also following the law arising from their obligations. Number four, philanthropic responsibility. At the top of the pyramid, occupying the smallest space is philanthropy. Businesses have long been criticized for their carbon footprint, their part in pollution, using natural resources, and many others. To counterbalance these negatives, they should give back to the community they take from. Even though this is the highest level of the corporate social responsibility, it should not be taken lightly as many people would want to do business with companies that are giving back to the society. Philanthropic responsibility is more than just doing what is right, but it is something that holds true to the company's values to give back to the society. So the fourth one, yun ang top level, is the philanthropic responsibility. It answers the question of what is good and desired by society or by the society. So by doing what is good, implementing the codes of governance, improving the quality of life with the society, and to give back. The concept of corporate social responsibility has become pervasive enough that it has earned its own acronym in business circles na kilala natin as a CSR. The term means that a corporation should be accountable to a community as well as to shareholders for its actions and operations. When a corporation adopts a CSR policy, it aims to demonstrate a goal of upholding ethical values, as well as respecting people, the communities, and the environment. The corporation undertakes to monitor its compliance with its stated CSR policy and report this with the same frequency that it reports its financial results. The Caroll's Pyramid. The pyramid of corporate social responsibility includes four layers of responsibilities that a business can strive for and achieve in order to integrate ethics and sustainability into their business. Caroll's pyramid suggests that a corporate has to fulfill responsibility at four levels: the economic responsibility, legal responsibility, ethical responsibility, and philanthropic responsibility.
Good day, classmates and Dr. Luzon. I hope you are all safe and comfortable. I hope to impart knowledge on some aspects of corporate social responsibility. For this session, we will be understanding how social marketing is an integrative part of CSR. And also, we will learn how CSR can create international competitiveness. For the first part, we'll be discussing social marketing as part of CSR. Social marketing as part of CSR. Within the marketing literature, much fragmentation can be observed in terms of the unit of analysis considered and the dimensions of social responsibility investigated. When marketing scholars started expressing concern for corporate social responsibility in the 1960s and the 1970s, they focused on the social duties attached to the marketing function and not on the overall social role of the firm. As a result, the field of social marketing has emerged and has specialized in the contribution of marketing activities to socially desirable behaviors and goals. So what is social marketing? Social marketing can be understood as the application of commercial marketing technologies to the analysis, planning, execution, and evaluation of programs designed to influence the voluntary behavior of target audiences in order to improve their personal welfare and that of their society. So, social marketing is about changing behavior, such as encouraging people to give up smoking, taking exercises, or visiting a sexual health clinic or taking health tests. These changes do not, for the most part, occur overnight. They involve a series of steps from initial contemplation to reinforcement after the fact, a process that is both dynamic and precarious. The individual can regress or change heart at any point. The goal of social marketing is always to change or maintain how people behave, not what they think or how aware they are about an issue. So if your goal is only to increase awareness or knowledge, or you want to change the attitudes, you are not doing social marketing. So as I have said before, social marketing targets more on the changes in the behavior. Social marketing is founded on trust, and therefore we have to start thinking in terms of long-term relationship building. So we will see that relationship building is important in social marketing. Social marketing focuses on influencing people's behavior away from ways of acting or lifestyles that are designated as leading or contributing to a social problem and towards other ways of acting and lifestyles that will improve these people's well-being or the well-being of others. This attempt to change people's behavior may also involve modification of their attitudes, values, norms, and ideas. Indeed, it may also require behavioral and value changes in the communities or groups of people with whom they live or associate. Now we will see here a sample of social marketing. So here we will see photos of a reusable bag use. So this promotes to reduce the use of disposable plastic bag. So in the imagery, striking image and messaging are placed on the plastic bags that shows plastic bags kill and the image of a struggling turtle and a struggling duck. This make people think about how an ingrained habit harms marine life. So they are less inclined to accept plastic bags. When customers carry the bags, it looks like they're strangling the turtle with their hand. After this disturbing scenario, they're sure to think twice the next time they're offered a disposable bag and will be more inclined to bring a reusable bag. Here we have another sample that encourages people to give up smoking. So this imagery and this poster shows quit smoking today. Shows a cigarette with the image of a disappearing human image. Now we will see a sample initiative from Volkswagen encouraging more people to choose the stairs and show that true fun can change behavior for the better. So let's talk about social marketing versus commercial marketing. So what is social marketing in light of commercial marketing? Social marketing has clear relations to commercial marketing. Still, social marketing is distinct from commercial marketing in that it focuses on resolving social problems, whereas commercial marketing focuses on producing various goods or services for a profit. The customer of a social marketing is normally not expected to pay a price equal to the cost of providing the service, whereas the customer of commercial marketing is expected to do so. Furthermore, social marketing should not be confused with socially responsible marketing, something in which all marketers should be engaged. Socially responsible marketing is commercial marketing that appropriately takes into account its social responsibilities in marketing ordinary products and services. Now let's see what is cost-related marketing. Cost-related marketing is also known as cost marketing. It is an umbrella term that covers a rich range of marketing activity. Central to its definition is the idea of marketing partnership between a business and a non-profit entity for mutual benefit. It is a strategic positioning and marketing tool that links a company or brand to a relevant social cause or issue. In that sense, it is a commercial activity by which businesses and charities or causes form a partnership with each other to market an image, product, or service for mutual benefit. A combination of joint funding and a promotional strategy in which a firm's sales is linked and a percentage of the sales revenue is donated to a charity or another public cause. However, unlike philanthropy, money spent in cost-related marketing is considered an expense and is expected to show a return or an ROI. So here we have a sample from the brand Aldo shoes that they have on AIDS awareness. So their strategy is to increase global awareness for shoe brand and boost youth market share with Hear No Evil, See No Evil cause campaign. Its impact on cost, it raised $3.5 million for youth AIDS since 2005. So while its impact on the company, foot traffic in stores increased by double digits. Now, let's move on to the CSR and international competitiveness. Porter and Kramer advocated that when a firm's CSR activities improve the competitiveness of the firm, the CSR activity becomes strategic in nature. The reinforcement of competitiveness by CSR initiatives would benefit the whole industry. So firms have to secure and capture the improvement so that the firm benefits. Thus, Porter and Kramer argue that strategic CSR activities should be so designed that they improve the context of competitiveness of a firm or industry, and these benefits have to find a way into a firm's value chain. CSR activities could improve the input factors of production, such as skilled labor or necessary physical infrastructure required to compete. Demand conditions of products and services in a given industry could be influenced by CSR activities. By setting higher standards for the quality of products and services in terms of product safety features, environment friendliness, and socially responsible performance features. CSR initiatives could also make the local demand conditions more refined and of substantial size. When firms undertake such CSR initiatives, they can gain both tangible and intangible resources. Tangible may include physical resources such as raw materials, human resources, increased profits, while intangible resources may include reputation, brand name, goodwill, and the know-how, which can be of strategic importance to the firm. If such resources are unique to the firm, valuable to the firm's customers, or are rare, inimitable, or imperfectly substitutable, then such resources are strategic resources and can provide the firm with competitive advantage. In the following, we will analyze some specific conditions under which a sustainable global value chain, or SGVC, might gain international competitiveness. Here, we use a bottom-line definition of international competitiveness. A global value chain is competitive internationally as long as its products can be sold profitably on export markets. So basically, parang yung product can be marketed abroad or in different countries. In addition, we define SGVC as the global value chains in which the products and the production process result from environmental, social, and/or economic concerns and practices. Considering the growing number of contributions to sustainable development and CSR literature, we recognize that many different types of SGVC could be identified related to specific social or environmental issues with different specificities. Value-added CSR activities can occur if revenues increase or costs decrease due to the CSR involvement of a company. As we see here in the figure, either CSR benefits or costs may be value-added from CSR activities. Then this causes primary and secondary value drivers. Primary drivers will include revenue increases and savings, while secondary drivers may include grants, subsidies, reduction of taxes, and cost savings. So this will primarily benefit the company who took the CSR initiatives. Now here are my references. Thank you for listening for this topic. Thank you and God bless.